Woo! Let's go. YouTube, what is up? We are back with another day, and we got a quick one today. A little low day, like I was mentioning yesterday on the program. I fucked up my hat. I definitely dropped the barbell on this thing. Look at this. Kind of how my brain feels right now, a little bent, out of shape. We got a low day today. We got some snatches, no foot snatches, 3 sets of 2 at 155 pounds. Super light, it's gonna feel explosive. I'm pretty pumped for those. Then we got some snatch balances, some light snatch balances. I think it's 3 sets of 2, but I'll confirm that once I check it. Then we got some floor press. We had like a 3-ish rep max. We're just ripping a floor press because I don't wanna go back downstairs and there's no bench presses up here. And then we got 4 sets of 5 strict press, and we should be in, we should be out. We just finished up with some softball tonight, crushing the ball. We move tomorrow, so the new podcast studio is gonna be pretty dope. I'm pretty excited to move. We got a bougie ass studio. I mean bougie for me, I should say. It's my first time having my own place that is not the gym, and I'm excited to build out a little space for you guys and be a little less grungy and a little bit more, probably better lighting than the dungeon and what we've had for the podcast, and be able to shoot some coaching corner videos in there. So pretty pumped for that. Not pumped for the move, but I tricked 2 of my athletes into helping me move tomorrow, and I'm gonna probably take a back seat and kind of let them do all the work. So let's get after it and let's make today quick. All right, we just finished up there with a little warm up. We hit some deep tier plyo squats, some single leg lunge plyo hops. What else did we do? We did some just like regular plyo hops. We did some single leg plyo hops, just warm up the lower body. Then we hit a butcher stretch. Then we hit a 2-minute strapped up hang. And the hangs every single time. If you go into the gym and you're feeling like beat to absolute shit, feeling like you don't want to do anything that day, strap yourself up from a bar and just let yourself hang. And I promise you're gonna feel so much better. It is almost like an instant cure for just feeling like shit. And when you can hang from that bar, you can rotate the hips a little bit, you can move, hit a little bit of hip circles, but there's just something about lengthening and decompressing that spine a little bit that just feels amazing and gets you ready about to lift. And it's just a little warm-up hack that I got for you. Don't need to spend 40 minutes doing a bunch of these different exercises. Just set yourself up on a bar and start ripping. So we're gonna hit a couple high pulls and a couple suicide snatches, and then we're gonna rip. Let's go. We got just under an hour to finish this lift, and we should be pretty solid, be able to finish it and rip through it pretty easily here. Again, it's a nice little low day prepping for tomorrow's high day. Really gonna get after it tomorrow. And just getting a lot more volume on these older lifts. I really like move, I like we talked about on Tuesday. Really like the confidence that moving the light weights gives you. I like the feel leaving the gym like that. And again, if you wanna get better at things you suck at, just do more of them. So I'm gonna kind of rush through this workout to be able to hit the sauna and hit the steam room after this because it closes at 10:30 and it's 9:30 right now, so I want to be able to get in there for at least 15 minutes. One of the things I'm most excited about my apartment is as 24/7 hot tub and sauna, and pretty fucking pumped for that. I'm gonna be spending a lot of time in the sauna and optimizing. We're gonna go full biohacker, bro. So let's get after these snatches. Let's go. No foot snatches building up to 155. 3 sets of 2. Let's move this bar. All right, we got 155 on the bar. 3 sets of 2 here. Let's keep it clean. Let's rip. Let's go. God damn. Gross. There we go. A little sloppier than I would have liked on those 3. But a good little snatch day. This is the first time actually following like strict low days. We're really not doing much training on these days. And I say it's like my first time doing it because typically I just take these days off and don't do anything. And I kind of like the approach of just like microdosing these ollies and just getting like 15 total reps of the snatch and keeping that frequency high in the snatch and just continuing to add data points to the technical work that we want to add data points to. I think it's gonna keep the body primed and nice and loose. I think before I would snatch on Monday and the next time I'd snatch would be Friday. And it felt like a lot of times like it was such a big break between snatch days that I'd lose the technical work a little bit. Cleans, I feel like I kind of have dialed technically. Not that it's perfect in any means, but it's so much better than the snatch. And it's more of a strength issue on the cleans. Whereas the snatch, it's much more of a technical issue. And just staying on that frequency and continually touching it, I think is just gonna keep me a little bit more primed and a little more locked in on that technical work. So it's a good way to speed run, getting better at something. Do it every fucking day. Let's get to these snatch balances and let's go. All right, so I thought we had snatch balances. I just read the program again. It's more of a power jerk, a behind the neck power jerk that we have. We got 3 sets of 2 here. I really don't know if I've ever done a power jerk. And again, at this point, I'm probably gonna start jerking once a week because it did feel good on day 2, but I'm not amazingly interested in developing my jerk, but I think any overhead work and just working on that catch overhead is gonna be beneficial to my snatch. So we're gonna keep ripping these. We got 3 sets of 2 here. Build up to something, it's supposed to be like a 6 or 7 out of 10 RPE. So let's rip it. Let's go. Ooh, that was goofy. Gotta get my timer right. Ooh. Ooh. Oh yeah, elbows fucking need that. That lockout position is absolutely gunky. Holy fuck, punching into that feels sticky, icky. We gotta get some more reps there. Let's keep building up. Ooh. Ooh. Let's go. Let's hit one more set here. Oh, we got 225. Let's go. Let's go. I really like the feel of that punch in that lockout position. I might get fucking red pilled into doing more jerks just to work on that overhead position. I need to do more of that punching feel, more of those snatch balances. I know I keep saying it and then I always bitch out. And if it's not like strictly written in my program, I just never added in as an accessory because I'm soft as fuck. But DeMarco was talking to me about feeling that punch. K-Dot has talked to me about feeling that punch and I really never feel it in my snatch. And it just forces the bar to just completely collapse on me when I get underneath it. And it's kind of weird because we clean and jerked in high school. We just didn't snatch. So like I have that jerk experience and I have that feeling of getting that punch in, but I just do not feel it in the snatch at all. So I was gonna use like getting the reps in the clean, and the cleans is like, I have no punch in the hand, so it makes sense why I can get that pull really well without that punch. But then I thought back to it, I'm like, I've done a ton of jerks in my life and just as many jerks as we've done cleans because we clean and jerked all the time in high school. So not really sure where that disconnect is, but I'm not really feeling it on my snatches. And if I can get that feel on a snatch, we might be able to hit a PR here. So let's get to some floor press here. We'll build up to, let's build up to a 1 rep max and then hit a giant set of 10 reps after, and we'll hit 4 sets of 5 strict press, and then we'll be in and out. Let's go. Oh, all right, we're just gonna keep that 225 on the bar and pray that I'm not a little bitch to start this. Build up to a 1 rep max floor press here. Let's go. I know I talked about the difference between my clean and snatch, and my clean being a strength issue and my snatch being a technical issue. So I know I'm gonna get the question because I've got it a bunch of times in Q&A of like, when do you know if it's a strength issue or when do you know if it's a technique issue? And obviously it depends on the actual task that you're performing. And there are metrics that I look at for athletes, especially when you're comparing like a sport to the weight room. Or like an athlete that can be really, really good at the sport, they get into the weight room and they get bodied by like 185 on a squat. Obviously that's a strength issue. And then you have the weight room warriors that get on the field, they can't fucking do anything. It's probably a tactical issue for those athletes. But when it gets into the weight room itself, especially with these Ollie lifts, it becomes a little different because everything that you do with an Olympic lift is technique and strength. I think KDOT just made a post on this about the difference between your hang snatch and your snatch from the ground, and same thing with your cleans. So if your hang snatches and your power snatches are very similar to your full snatches and your full cleans, it's definitely much more of a technical issue, and that is me to an absolute T. My hang snatch is probably more than my snatch from the ground. And then if your full ollies are significantly more than your hangs, then it's probably a strength and power issue. But just even in like a general philosophical sense when it comes to training, I think a lot of times when you approach it in the technical sense, you can get lost in a lot of neuroticism, a lot of bullshit drills, a lot of small things. And it's not to say the small things don't matter, it's just that they don't matter to you yet, because you're a novice or intermediate lifter, and that you can get a ton of technical work done by just doing the lifts in and of itself. In the same way that you want to get better at swinging a softball bat, you're not going to get better swinging a softball bat by doing like a bunch of hip drills and a bunch of weird shit that you're doing. You can do those drills and get a feel and then bring it back in the softball bat, but there's nothing that replaces actually swinging a bat to get better at technical components of swinging a bat. And the same thing comes with these ollie lifts, where nothing can replace actually doing the Olympic lifts. And then when you do the lifts, it becomes kind of this cycle of you do the lift, you get the stim from actually doing the lift, versus these mobility and extra drills that just give you no stimulus at all. And then when you're missing the lifts or struggling with the lifts, it tells you where you need to focus your technical work on. So it kind of like answers the question in of itself, and then you can go spend your time specifically on the drills that you struggle with, rather than what I think a lot of technical people do is they just throw everything at the athlete right away, and they either kill training for an athlete, or they make a super neurotic athlete that is just so focused on so many things at one time that they don't get anything out of that technical work, because they don't give intent to any one thing. They try to spread their intent out to all of these things. And while they're doing that, while they're struggling with that, they're not getting stronger, because they're providing their body no stimulus, because they're doing these small mobility drills and missing out on the big rocks of just doing the Olympic lifts, just doing the lifts in and of itself. And then continuing on with the rants, like sometimes technique doesn't matter at all to you if you don't care about the task at hand. You could do ollies and give a shit zero about your technique if your Olympic lifting numbers don't matter. I have a client right now that told me he wanted to hop off the Olympic lifting program and go back to something because he felt like he couldn't get better at the Olympic lifts. He didn't have enough time to spend to get better at the Olympic lifts, and just wanted to train and take his brain out of it. And I was like, hey dude, like you can just do the Olympic lifts without hyper focusing on them and worrying about that number, and it can still provide the stimulus that you want, because he wants to be better at rec sports. He wants to get better at softball. He wants to get better at playing pickup basketball. And I told him, I'm like, just do the Olympic lifts and don't be neurotic about them. Don't worry about where that number goes. Don't worry about what they look like right now. Just do them for the stim in and of itself. I think that's one of the cool things about the Olympic lifts is you can be pretty shitty at them and still get a ton of stimulus done. And you can do that with a lot of lifts. You can be pretty shitty at squatting and still get a ton of leg strength work done. And again, while you're doing these things, you're naturally going to get better at them because you're doing them. I just think a lot of people, they just like feel like they need to be world class at these things that they're not actually super interested in. They just feel like they need to be world class because the population of people that do these things are hyper focused on weird things, and the Olympic lifting world is terrible about that. Or like how the lift looks and making it perfect is the only thing that matters. And it is the only thing that matters for actual Olympic lifters. But athletes and just gen pop that are doing Olympic lifts just to get a training benefit in, it's really not all that important for them. And we don't need to stress those people out about that, because they still can get a ton of stimulus. Like I'd much rather them just do them with like intermediate or kind of crappy form than not do them at all, than not train at all. And again, I'd rather have them do them because the only way to get better at them is to do them. So naturally, as they're doing them not very well, they're gonna get better at them because they're getting reps in. So if it's not the thing that you're trying to be elite in, don't overstress about the technical work. Just get the stimulus done. Just do the thing in of itself. And then the things that you do want to become elite in, and that's, I do want to become elite in quotations for my standards in Olympic lifting. That's why I'm hyper focusing on the technique here, and I want to get really, really good at softball. So I hyper focus on the technique there, and it does matter when you do start to reach higher levels, and it matters because you want to get better at that thing. But if you're just using the tool to get better at something else, then I really would not stress all that much about it. And I kind of relate to this in like the sprinting world. Like I don't really give a fuck about sprinting right now. I just want to sprint to get the stimulus that sprint provides for me. I don't want to hyper focus on all those things. If I start hyper focusing on all those things, it takes away from my focus from the Olympic lifts and my softball swing, and I just lose the love of sprinting, and then I stop sprinting, right? So just a little mini rant there. Not really over focused on the technical aspect unless it's the thing that you actually want to become elite at. And when you do want to become elite at the thing, the way to become elite at the thing is to continually do the thing. So again, don't overstress on that technical piece because it's going to naturally get better. I just think a lot of people want to nos things and do it right away and become perfect right away, and they don't realize that the people that are perfect at these things, the people at the highest level of these things, have been doing it for 10 fucking years, 20 years, and you've been doing it for 2. And that approach to like try to take that shortcut, that approach to kind of nos these things ends up actually slowing things down, because you either lose the love for the sport and lose the love for the activity, or you just focus on a bunch of things that don't matter. So let's get this 1 rep max done. Let's go. We're gonna hit 315 here. If we rip this while getting absolutely bodied, I'd feel pretty good about today. We'll throw on some wrist straps here. The wrists are feeling fucking dainty right now. I think it's just fatigue from all the swings. Been doing a lot of heavy bat stuff and then just going straight into the ollies. They just feel like a weak link right now. And this bar is the skinniest, most slippery bar of all time. It keeps fucking rolling my hands. It feels really nice for ollies, but for bench, man, that thing just keeps fucking rolling out. And I don't want to go full fucking power lifter and have knee sleeves and wrist straps in my fucking bag. That might actually be my final step. So we're just gonna count the wrist straps as that, and hopefully it helps. Let's go. Woo! A fucking glute bridge bench to save my life there, but we're gonna count that for today. We're gonna hit a 15% drop for 10 reps, and then we got 4 sets of 5 shoulder press. Let's rip. All right, we got 265 on the bar for a giant set of 10 here. Let's rip. Come on. 4, 6 more. All right, kind of running out of time here if I want to go sauna. We got 7 minutes until the last call for the sauna and they'll kick me out. So I'm pairing my shoulder press with these and I'll record the last set of shoulder press. It's the ultimate superset. Rip the triceps here and then rip the triceps on the shoulder press for a sickening pump. That's sports science for you. Let's go. Come on. Oof. Oof. 7, let's go. All right, taking really short breaks between these. We just ripped the shoulder set, press set, now we're back. Hopefully we get 3 here, so we're gonna have to come back for another set, but triceps are fucking on fire. Let's go. Oof. Ooh, come on. Oh! Holy fuck, let's go. Man, the triceps are really gonna fucking hate me tomorrow. This is set 3 here, and we'll finish with 135 on the bar and just get more of a little pump. Very little break in between here. We got about 30 seconds every time. Let's go. Let's go. All right, last set of here, these 4x5s. I'm counting this as my cardio for the week. Let's get it. Holy fuck, my tricep is cramping. Woo! I'm gonna pay for that tomorrow. Appreciate you guys watching. Keep chopping wood, I gotta go sauna.